and there's still the Burrow Zergling here, so Squirtle's not aware of that. He doesn't have an observer with his army. He's almost forced to go pure Immortal production at the moment, and we see that he's actually started working on his +2 as well as his Blink, chronoing both of those out. His third is going to be quite late, and actually, wait, is that Zergling not in the way? Oh, it is barely in the way. Squirtle, you need an observer to be able to take that. Does he even have any on the field? He's got one on the field, but you know where it is? It's over here. So we have pylons being thrown down. The third base is now done for Horror yet again, but he's got a massive amount of roaches that he's going to be ready to push along and just start engaging with. These 4 Immortals are going to do so much damage. I think we're still basically having pure roach from Horror. He's burrowed them as well, so they will be able to heal. The infestation pit's actually out. We got some infestors on the way, so we will be seeing the Immortals getting hit by fungals, maybe even neural parasite. If that gets researched, that might be a really nice answer actually to this Immortal pressure. If you can neural most of those Immortals, they're not going to be able to attack for Protoss, and then you can just target fire the Immortals of Protoss with their own Immortals. But there's the third base down for Squirrel. It's honestly not that far behind a Horror's third base, considering the creep is still spreading, but the drone count is significantly higher. Now we're having some harassment from this War Prism. 2 Zealots are going to move in. I think they just target fired that Queen, but the Queen most likely will not fall, but actually might be getting cornered in by these Zealots. No, but can actually escape down the bottom. But there we have an engagement down here. Force fields are starting perfectly placed. Look at those force fields. They are not overlapping basically at all, but there are 4 Immortals in this mix attacking pure roach. There we have the Infestor popping. The Infestors are armored as well. The Squirrel is losing Immortals. We're having the War Prism continue to be able to do harassment of Warpins, but these sentries need to spread out and get out of the way of these Infestors. This Infestor might be able to get target down, but it moves so speedily underground. It's getting target fired down there by the Stalkers. And look at that, burrowed, by the way, guys. They do actually get the plus creep speed bonus, and even with that, 2.6 though is still less than 2.95 of the Stalkers, so you can still overrun them. But here we have Zealots continuing to harass. The worker count is now down to 66. We have Squirrels now killed off 19 drones. Nicely done there. Continue to put on pressure, and his third base is about to complete out. He is going to be switching to Colossi. He's switching to Colossi. He's got his first one in the production now, as a lot of Lings are there and basically ready to go ahead and continue assaulting the face of Squirtle. But Squirrel's food is looking to be quite strong. We're seeing it now. Another attack by Horror, but he's getting forcefully down incredibly solidly. The Colossus is now in play, helping out a lot against the Zerglings, and the Immortals are still wreaking havoc upon these always wreaking havoc upon these roaches. They're just getting decimated. But the fourth base is now on the way for Horror, and if he can get that up, he might have an opportunity to get up high tech and move along and do a lot of damage. Right now we see just Lair Tick out for Horror and Aspire on the way. We'll see if that's an answer to the Colossus, or if we're going to be seeing high tech out in Broodlords shortly. We have a small attack of roaches going to be possibly going down the left side, maybe not. Although actually they see the see that. What's up with these roaches? They're just dancing away. Okay, there we go. Now they stopped their dancing. But blinking forward with a couple of those Stalkers, this is going to get picked off very easily. It's Sea of Falls. The Colossus is going to go ahead and burn down some of those roaches very, very effectively, as we're watching a lot of roaches streaming across the map as they are going to be continuing to move down there. And with these drones now already mining here, we're going to have a huge economy up soon for Horror. But the problem is a Death Ball is going to come out for Squirrel shortly. We see the Extended Thermal Lance is starting a little bit later than it should be, but to be honest, there's already 2 Colossus out and a couple of Morals as well, complemented by a ton of Stalker Sentry, and 6-range Colossi still will outrange roaches. It will allow them to be possibly focused down a little bit easier, but now we're having some more Zealot harass happening through this War Prism. We may see an endless amount of fungals, but to be honest, it may not be actually enough. These Infested Terran are going to be pivotal in terms of taking down the War Prism. They do have a +1 attack upgrade, but here we go. Sturl's going to be moving down the bottom part of the ramp. We've seen him kind of cut in there, do some damage. There's no extended from the lens, but it doesn't matter. There's actually just too much Colossi. Their sweeping splash damage is doing so much damage, and Squirrel is now going to take a lead in the supply. He was down almost half of Horror, and now he's going to be pushing, and there is GG. We are seeing Horror going to be taken out in Game 2, but it's going to be Game 3 next, because this is, after all, a best of 3. Really good showing so far by both these players. 2 very versatile games, and now we are going to be seeing Game 3 next. It's kind of interesting to see that Horror didn't tech a little faster. I feel like if he had, he might have had a better chance, or at the very least double expanded when he lost his third instead of just single expanding back to the third. But really, that was a terribly strong push at the end by Squirtle, and incredibly intelligent to push before extended thermal lens, before corruptors get on the field, before maybe a mass Mutalisk switch could be made or something. So very nice time push by him, and we're going to be seeing game 3 now.